He would have never walked on water once, not just once, but twice. You understand? He had to get back to the boat. Jesus didn't pick him up like a little baby and carry him back and walk him and say, it's okay, Peter. No, he got Peter back up and he said, let's walk back to the boat. Let's get back to the boat. And we want to criticize Peter, and he walked on water twice. We haven't even done it once. He was the only one that got out of the boat. Where were the other 11? A mindset of failure. He had faith to get out. So how do you overcome the fear of failure? It's called faith. How do you overcome the fear of failure? It's called faith. You trust God wholeheartedly. You're completely dependent upon God and God alone. You trust him at his word. And when he says, come, Peter didn't hesitate. He stepped out on the water. Do you know why? I'm going to blow some of your minds because it blew my mind this week, this revelation. Why did he not hesitate to step out on the water when Jesus said, come? Because he already experienced in Luke chapter 5 in the fishing story of last week, when Jesus stepped into his boat and he said, push out to the deep. He said, cast your net out on the other side and get a catch. Peter said, no, I've fished all night. It's not a good time to fish, but at your word. He already experienced the word of the Lord, and he already experienced a blessing out of the word of the Lord, that if he'd obey the word of the Lord, then anything is possible. And because he had that encounter in Luke chapter 5, to step out, to throw his net into the water, at your word, I'll obey. At your word, I'll cast my net. So when Jesus said, come, there was no hesitation, because he already experienced the blessing of a word from the Lord. He already experienced the truth of God's word. He already saw that God's word, when he speaks it, anything is possible. If Luke 5 never happened, this would have never happened. But because he already trusted, he saw God's faithfulness at his word, that his word will not fall to the ground, but ever be lifted up.